let's begin. Hey there, yogis. Welcome back to Yoga University. This week we are going home, trying to find our way back home in that universal hero's journey. So today we have our asana, our physical practice. Grab your mat, throw on something comfy, and we'll find a very nice grounding practice today. And we'll start our practice by making our way onto our back to feel the ground underneath us. So all about grounding out this week, all about feeling the support of the earth, feeling the support of that inner knowledge that we all carry around with us. So finding your way onto your back, almost like you're just coming into a shavasana. So heels can be as wide as your mat, arms can be flopped out into a soft V with the palms facing up. And feel your breath moving into your body. Give yourself a moment to release down into the ground. And take a nice big breath in through the nose. And then through the mouth, let it go. And again, deep inhale. Through the mouth. Nice. And then just start to bring the balls of your feet together, taking a nice hip opener here to begin. You can bring one hand over the belly, one hand over the heart. Maybe checking in for your own pulse, your own rhythm, coming back to yourself. So when we feel discombobulated or kind of thrown out of the loop, I think the best thing you can do is just take a moment, whether it's your yoga practice or if you have a meditation practice, or maybe it's just taking a quiet day at the park with your dog. Finding those things that make you feel grounded can put everything back into perspective so everything doesn't seem so daunting. Give yourself a couple more breaths, just feeling how the chest and the belly rise up into the palms. Begin to feel the body release here. Let the shoulder blades go. And then slowly release the arms. Start to lengthen those legs back out nice and long. Sweep your arms up and over your head. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale. Release. So hug those knees in. Give them a squeeze. Maybe rock from left to right to roll out the low back. And then finding a supine twist here. So I'm gonna prompt you to cross the right knee over the left for a twisted double twist, supine twist. But if this is too much, you can always just uncross those knees and find your regular supine twist. So we'll take the arms out into a T or cactus arms. Hug the knees in. Actually, just pause here for a moment and grab your knees and pull them in. First feel that stretch across the right outer thigh. And then drag, hug your tailbone, your low back down to the ground. And then we'll release those hands, take a breath in, exhale, let your knees, either crossed or uncrossed, drop to the left. You can use your left hand as a little paperweight. And take a couple breaths here in this twist, noticing where your breath is moving to, where you feel that rise and fall, where you feel the stretch happening. Begin to use your exhales as an opportunity to soften, to take some of that weight off the shoulders that you've been carrying around. So this hero's journey story is really just about trusting your instincts, trusting that you have the answer already within. And then we'll use our inhale here to uncross the knees and travel all the way back up to center. Give both knees a squeeze, hug them in. Rock from left to right. And then we'll switch sides. So left knee is going to cross over that right knee if you're going for the cross in the knees. And if you have that cross, just take a couple moments, hug the knees in, give them a squeeze. Feel that stretch across the outer left hip. Drag your low back and your tailbone down towards the ground. And breathe. And take a breath in. Hug the knees in. Exhale, we'll twist to the right. So knees are going to drop to the right. And the left arm will peel open. Same thing, you can find that cross of the legs, or if it's too much, maybe just let it go. Come back to your breath. So what do you feel happening in the body? What sensations are going on? Just the ability to become more aware of your own body and your own breath allows you to tap more into that internal intellect, the gut, or the sixth sense. And we'll give ourselves a couple more breaths here. Soften into it, use the exhales. And then inhale, rise all the way back up to the top. And we'll take the knees, hug them in again, squeeze the knees in. And then keep hold of the right knee, but extend the left leg nice and long. Flex the toes back and lower the heel all the way down to the ground. And take that right knee, hug it in, and then start to hug it up towards the right shoulder, peeling open. Stretch across the inner thigh, but keep your left toes active by flexing them up towards the sky. And just breathe here into this right hip socket. And then we'll release, come back to center, switching sides. Right leg long, hug the left knee in. And then slide that knee over to the left shoulder, peeling open the inner thigh, opening into that left hip socket. Keep your right leg active, but see if you can soften your left foot. And then one last time we'll release, hug both knees in, give them a squeeze, and then roll over to either side and peel up into a seat. So as you come up into a seat, we're gonna come into a little side seat. So as if you're sitting on your heels, you're gonna take your bum off to the left so your legs are off to the right. And we'll sit up tall, nice and straight here, rolling open through the heart. And then walk the right hand off to the right. Feel that stretch across the left side body, but then poof out the heart, roll open through the heart, and then take your left arm all the way up towards the sky. Roll the inner arm towards the ear. Reach up and over to the right. So big stretch into the side of the waist, finding more capacity with the breath on that left side, into the ribs, into that left lung. Check back in with the heart center, see if you can roll the shoulder blades together and poof out the heart a little more here. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, come back to center. And we'll switch sides. We'll swivel up and over to that right side. Find your nice tall seat first, lift up through the heart. And then take the left hand, slide it over. Roll open through the heart as you take the right arm up. Roll the inner arm towards the ear. And then reach up and over to the left. So scoop the navel forward, roll open through the chest. And then like you're peeling open the right ribs, find more space. So you want to stay away from doing anything that makes you feel small. And that goes for the thoughts in your mind as well. Right, noticing which thoughts make you feel full, strong, and which ones are kind of bringing you down. It's a good thing to notice. All right, we'll come all the way back up, and we're just gonna swivel around here, find hands and knees. Hands come right underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, spread the palms nice and wide, tuck your toes. And we'll move through cat-cow. Inhale, sweep the heart forward. Exhale, push away from the ground, round curl through the spine. Inhale, take it forward. Exhale, round curl through the spine. Give yourself one more here. Inhale. And then exhale, round. And then just give your hips a little circle so you can roll out through the hips. Roll out through the head and the neck, through the shoulders. Take any movement here that your body's kind of craving. Get out some of those tight spots. Woo. Crack, crack, pop. Or like a bowl of Rice Krispies here. And then eventually we'll come back to center, tuck the left toes underneath you, shoot that right heel up and back. Lengthen out through the legs, so find power, find strength, flex the toes back towards the face, push out of the ground, look down, feel the navel hug in, take a breath in. And then on your exhale, hug your elbows in and ground through the inner corners of the hands and start to lower halfway down like you're doing a little push up with that right leg, reaching up and back. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, halfway down. And again, inhale, rise back up. So it's like you're pushing away from the ground as you lower down. That's your support. Use the ground, push into the ground. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Set the right toes down, tuck the toes underneath you, drag your heel back. Roll open through the heart, take a nice big breath in. And then on your exhale, look, twist to the left. Big stretch. Inhale, come back to center. So just give your wrists a little break, flip the fingertips around, and let's find a couple rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, sweep forward. Exhale, round. And again, deep breath in, take it forward. Exhale, round. And then flip the hands back around. Hands stay right underneath your shoulders, switching sides. Right toes tuck underneath, left heel kicks back, so feel the navel hug in. Use the ground for support. Lift out of the ground, lengthen through the back of the neck. Inhale, exhale, lowering halfway down, little baby push up. Hug your elbows in and really find the pointer finger and the thumb and use that to push out of, connecting to your inner arms, right into the inner shoulders. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise up. Keep that left leg strong. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push back up. Lower the left toes down. Drag your heel back and then push back into the heels of your hands and roll your heart forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Keep that left heel dragging back. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Give your hips a little circle once more. And then we'll walk the hands forward and take ourselves up into downward facing dog. So when you get up here, give yourself a couple petals, roll through the head and the neck. Start to push away from the ground. Lengthen through those inner arms, maybe bend your knees a little and stick your bum up and back. So find that full capacity, right? If this is too much for you today, if downward dog is just really not your thing today, honoring that, right? If it's making you feel smaller than you are, don't do it. We're so used to doing things that maybe don't serve us because it should serve us, right? Or we're told that it's the best, or we think we have to keep up, or whatever, right? So take a couple more breaths here if it serves you. If not, you can always find a child's pose. And then from this space, start to drag the left heel down and back. Push into the hands, shoot the right heel up. So three-legged downward dog. Bend your right knee and then peel open the hip. Push into both hands equally, especially that left side. The left shoulder is going to want to collapse a little, so see if you can square the shoulders back off to the mat. Drag your left heel down and then push back into the hands. Maybe roll out that right ankle. And then on your inhale, square off the hips again. Start to drag the knee to the nose and step your right foot all the way through. So give yourself a couple movements here. You might fold over this leg, rocking back and forth. You can take the knee out to the right, kind of peel open. Can you take a little quad stretch on that left side by bending the left knee and maybe reaching for the foot. So play around with this. Find some movement that feels good, and if you find a sweet spot, a nice stretch, you can stay there for a couple moments and just pause and breathe. And then we'll make our way back up so the right knee is right over the right ankle. Scoop the belly in and rise up into Anjaneyasana. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up towards the sky. So again, right, if this is a lot going on in the arms for you, you can always find cactus arms, right? This is a nice option with the elbows bent. So finding these things that actually make you feel good, right? Make you feel full, make you feel like you're at that edge but not moving past it, right? If this is, hurting your shoulders and it's making you feel smaller than you are, don't do it. If the arms are up, you can roll the inner arms towards the ears. Everyone here, lift the belly up and in and maybe lean back. One more inhale. And then exhale, release. Swing the hands behind you, clasp them behind the tailbone. Take a breath in, roll open through the heart. Inhale, and then exhale. Release, hands come down. Step that right knee back to meet the left. Give the hips a roll. So we're kind of avoiding our chaturangas today. But if you would like to take a little back bend to get into that low back, you can lean forward and drop your hips down, coming into a little lazy upward dog, and just let your hips rock from side to side. So just make sure you have a little bend in your elbows so you're not locking them out if you're doing this. If this doesn't appeal to you, you can stay on all fours and just continue to draw circles with the hips. And then we'll make our way back up. Find our way back up into downward dog. Take a couple movements again here. Maybe pedal out the legs. Maybe roll through the head and the neck. Push out of those hands. Use the ground for your support. So even if you feel like, you're failing at whatever you're trying to accomplish, and I don't just mean the yoga, if you're leading from the heart, you're really not failing. Maybe people might give you the impression that you are, but only you can really know if you're leading from that space of the heart. Push into the palms. Find more length here. This is that whole idea of going home. Drag that right heel down and back, and we'll send the left heel up this time. Three-legged dog. Push into the hands, lengthen, bend that left knee, and then peel open. I'm gonna run into the wall here, so I'm just gonna move over. Peel open, and then you can roll through that left ankle, but check back in with the shoulders. See if you can square the shoulders off so you're even. Drag your right heel down. Take one more breath in, and then exhale. Square off the hips, knee to nose. Step that left foot all the way through. Lower your right knee down. And we'll find our free improv movement. So finding some organic movement that's not quite as rigid. And that's also a part of yoga, right? There's all these alignment cues. And so it's really a balance of finding that space where you're not overly rigid, but you're also not overly lax, right? So there's effort, and there's strength, and there's maybe even some discomfort, but we don't pass into that threshold of pain or just not efforting at all, or maybe just moving through the motions because that's what somebody's telling us to do. Yeah, right? What's the point of that? It's kind of a waste of time. Give yourself one more breath, whatever you're doing, and then we'll make our way back with that left knee over the left ankle and start to climb up into Anjaneyasana asana. So arms can reach up and over your head if that suits you, or you can find cactus arms, or even hands can come onto the hips. Feel the navel hug in, shoulder blades down the back. Lengthen through the back of the neck, reach up and back here. Inhale. And then exhale, release. Slide the hands behind the tailbone, clasp the opposite thumb on top. Find that nice big release and opening through the front of the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Hands are gonna come down. This time we'll pop up through the back knee, step the right foot forward so your feet land hip-width distance apart at the top of your mat. Give your knees a little bend and let your head drop down. So if your hands don't touch the ground, no worries. If you have blocks, you can use those under the hands, or you can even just rest your elbows on your thighs.
Whole point being here to release the cervical spine and the back of the neck. Let this torso drop down. This is a stretch in the back of the legs, but mostly we're going for the upper spine release. So if you need to, you can always bend your knees more deeply. Maybe shake the head yes or no. Feel your feet planted on the ground. And then when you're ready here, like a rag doll, bend your knees and start to roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last thing to roll all the way up. And as you come up, keep those feet right underneath the hips. Start to flip the palms out. Bend your knees a little. Inhale, nice and slow. Sweep the arms up. And then exhale, little baby bend in the knees. And we'll let the arms just kind of softly crisscross. And then inhale, lengthen the legs. Find more length. So imagine that you're really grounding out. You're pushing into the ground to find more length as you rise up. But it's really soft. Exhale. So we soften to strengthen. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, release. And again, deep breath in. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. So pause here, keep your knees bent, little baby chair pose. Just take the arms up towards the sky, plant the heels down, feel the navel hug in, that connection to your root chakra, the tailbone tucking underneath you. Peel open the heart, leading with the heart, that center of knowledge. Couple more deep inhales here. One more breath in. And then exhale, release. Lengthen the legs and peel the arms all the way down. So we'll keep this right foot planted at the top of the mat. Hands come to the hips and take a nice step back for warrior 2. Turn the left toes out, sink into that right knee. Front heel lines up with the back arch. And then take those arms out into a nice wide T. Roll open through the heart. So take this out of the shoulders for a moment by flipping the palms up. Feel your heels drag isometrically towards the center of the mat. Feel the legs activate. And then maybe sink the hips down a little more. Roll open through the chest. And then flip the palms back down. Maybe look towards the right fingertips and breathe here. Warrior 2. So feel that inner strength, that inner power, but then there's a softness. What can you let go of? Notice where you feel this, what's coming up in the mind and the body. And then begin to drop that left hand and we'll take the right hand, sweep it all the way up and back, reverse warrior. Bend deep into that right knee. Exhale, travel all the way up and over. Bring that forearm to the right thigh, or you can bring your hand down to the ground or to a block for Virabhadrasana. For Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. And we'll put a bend in that knee. Line the elbow up to the inner knee if you're using the ground or the block and push that knee back. Roll open through the chest, start to peel open through the heart here. Maybe even take that inner arm and wrap it all the way up and over. Take one more breath in and then exhale, wrap it around. Find the palms on either edge or side of that foot, and we'll drop the left knee again. Bring your left hand down and twist open to the right. Inhale, peel open. Exhale, release. And then take that right knee, step it back to meet the left, roll out through the hips. And we'll meet right back up in downward facing dog. So take the hips up and back. Maybe pedal out the legs again. Roll out through the head and the neck. Give yourself one more breath here. And then on your exhale, look forward, start to step back to the top of the mat. So your feet can stay hip width distance apart, or maybe this time bringing the feet together with a little gap in between the heels. Soften the knees, release the head, and like a rag doll here, we'll roll all the way up to stand. As you rise up, let the head lift up, flip those palms out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, little soft bend in the knees. Crisscross. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, full exhale, emptying out the breath. Take your time, one more round. Plant those feet, feel that inner strength, inner power, inner knowledge, all lining up here. Exhale, soften into the knees, keep the bend in the knees, and we'll take it again into that little mini chair pose. Roll open through the heart, lengthen through the back of the neck. So again, if this is too much on the arms, cactus arms. Breathe. Fill up the ribs, feel the intercostal muscles, those muscles in between the ribs stretch every time you widen. 2 more breaths in here. Deep inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, float those arms off to the side, peeling the fingertips back all the way down. Nice. So this time we're going to keep that left foot forward, and we'll step the right foot back, opening up into warrior 2 on the left side, heel in line with that back arch, and we'll sink down into the knee. So feel that hug towards center. It's your core, that's your center, that's your foundation. All right, so you can work with a lot of these poses, can work on, opening your heart. We do that a lot in yoga, finding these open channels through the chakras. But if you lose the core and the center and that value system, everything kind of goes out the window. It's kind of true of everything, right? And so we'll take the arms out here. Flip the palms up, soften through the elbows and the shoulders. Lengthen through the back of the neck. It is hot here in LA today. Summertime in the valley. All right, flip the palms back over. Maybe look towards those left fingertips. And just pause here. Can you breathe? Can you kind of sit in the fire? Quite literally in the heat here today. Come back to your breath. Find something you can soften. Notice where you can strengthen. And then we'll take that back arm, drop it down, inhale, sweep up and back, reverse warrior. Sink into that left knee, big stretch. Exhale, take it up and over. So you can either bring that forearm down to the thigh or hand to the block, or maybe all the way down to the ground. ground. If the hand is on the block or down to the ground, you're going to use your elbow into the inner knee, the inner leg. Roll open through that right hip and then bring the right hand all the way up. So Parsvakonasana here. Rolling open, maybe turn the inner arm towards the ear, reaching up and over. Take one more breath in, and then exhale. We're gonna wrap that right arm all the way around. Roll onto that right knee. Right hand stays down and we'll twist open to the left. Inhale, peel open. Exhale, release. Step that left knee back to meet the right. Can roll out through the hips again, or maybe do that, find that little back bend by letting the hips sink down and rocking from side to side. And then make your way back up and come and take a seat. Find a comfy seat. Whew. And just land here for a moment. Feel the sits bones ground down, lengthen through the back of the neck. And then we'll begin to take the arms. You could bring your hands towards your neck and your ears. It's like you're gonna wrap the inner arms back towards the back of the room, and then maybe kind of roll them open, finding more length through the inner arms as you reach up. Keep that length, and then exhale, twist up and over to the left. Find that left knee with the right hand, left fingertips walk behind. Roll open through the heart. And then inhale, come back to center. Same thing, we're gonna kind of roll the hands here, taking them up. Find length. Keep that length. Exhale, twist up and over to the right. And then come back to center. So before we end, we'll take one last forward fold. Take those legs out for Paschimottanasana. Peel the toes back towards the face. Scoop the navel in. You can always find a soft little bend in the knees. Lead with the heart, inhale, and then exhale, fold. So hands could come besides the legs. It could come to the shins, the ankles, or maybe even reaching for the bottoms of the feet here. But peel back open through the heart, and then exhale, fold a little deeper. And then release, point the toes forward. If you can reach the toes, take your pointer finger and push down through the big toes. Feel a nice stretch across the top of the foot. If you can't reach, just point your toes down as much as you can. As you start to nice and slow here, roll all the way up. And then walk your fingertips behind you, and we're gonna flip the palms around so they face our heels. Point the toes down. Hug your elbows in, bend the elbows and hug them in towards one another. Poof out through the chest. Stay here, just kind of rolling open through the heart and the front of the throat, or maybe pick up those hips. Peeling open. One more inhale, and then exhale. Release. And we'll start to take it all the way down. Take those heels as wide as the mat. Bring yourself all the way down to the ground. Laying down into our final Shavasana. Maybe the shoulder blades roll underneath you. And then feel the support of the ground once again. So no matter where you are, you have everything you could possibly need with you. can stay here if you need more time. But when you're ready, you'll start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Come back into your breath. Take one last morning stretch, reaching up and over, and then we'll roll onto either side. Peel back up into one last seat. So the point of this practice being that sometimes you just need to take that time. We're over inundated with constant movement, constant stimuli. And so in order to really make the best decisions and to move from our truest intentions, it sometimes requires some downtime, some space, some stillness. Bring your hands together. Arriving back home here at the heart. Feel that connection to the ground. We'll take one last breath in through the mouth. And bow the head down to the heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you on Friday. See you next time.